Welcome to Project Fin, a podcast about shark life and their impact on the environment. In today's podcast, we have me, London, to talk about shark biology. To start, there are more than 530 species of sharks, all ranging in size, color, and lifestyle. We're going to start with a fun question today, which is what is your favorite type of shark and why? Personally, I like the tiger shark species the most, specifically sand tiger sharks because of their color, small size, and their behaviors. One of them being swimming with their mouths open and moving around the ocean floor fast with rapid movements. To start, sharks are a big part of our ecosystem. A lot of the ocean features sharks in their food chain. Most sharks have big, broad bodies that are used to hunt prey, live in different temperature waters, and obviously the gills that are used to breathe underwater. Sharks mainly stay close to the bottom or the middle of the ocean, but some, like bull sharks, like to come up on shore for a visit. Sharks prefer water that is around 60 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, but many can resist waters 59 through 86 degrees Fahrenheit at extreme species in the deep sea, or polar oceans like Greenland or goblin sharks can handle temperatures near the freezing point of water. Sharks have been alive for more than 410 million years, and they have changed a lot due to ecosystem changes, temperature of water, and food chain. A fundamental tenet of Earth's biosphere is the fragility of the ecosystem. Sharks, though, have become very fine-tuned in body, niche, and biology, and in the face of even major ecosystem change, the majority of subgroups of shark persist regardless. Shark fishing and spearing is a major problem in our world, let alone conventional indiscriminate fishing methods, even if sharks are not the deliberate target to catch. Massive swaths of the ecosystem that sharks inhabit are being destroyed en masse, with few havens untouched, in both open ocean and seafloor. Shark populations are dwindling, and the persistent and similar profile of their presence are at threat. Major branches with a majority of species are at threat of being severed and going extinct, and the place of sharks in our ecosystem could greatly change at the hands of current commercial fishing. To start with shark biology, we're going to talk about the anatomy of sharks and what each part of their body helps them to do. Sharks' bones are made from cartilage, so yes, sharks have bones, but they're a little different from human bones that are made of collagen, minerals, etc. And their teeth are made from enamel, like humans, making their bite very strong due to the way they are structured. Next, we're going to talk about shark fins. You may ask, what do shark fins do? And the answer to that is that shark fins are made to balance sharks and help them swim. Most sharks have large dorsal fin, small dorsal fin, pectoral fins, and their tail fin. These fins all serve different purposes. For example, dorsal fins are mostly for balance, and their tail fin is used as a movement device, helping them thrash back and forth and move forward at rapid speeds. Sharks' gills are used to breathe underwater, and they work best when sharks move forward, because sharks in a multitude of species must stay in consistent motion in order to breathe, and whose gills cannot function without moving. Sharks' muscles are very strong, helping them catch prey and jump above water. Sharks have two types of muscles, red and white. The red muscles help the shark transfer blood, while the white muscles are used to break down sugars and give energy to the shark. You may be asking yourself, I want to help sharks, but how? And we are the perfect podcast to talk about that. If you want to help, start by protecting their reputation. Let people know that sharks are everything but vicious creatures. Most sharks, if left unbothered, are very nice creatures. If mad or curious, sharks might come up close and even attack, but we all need to remember that sharks live in the ocean, and if someone came up to your house uninvited and possibly threatened you or your home, you would be pretty mad too. Against common belief propagated by the plastic and petroleum industry, cleaning plastic waste other than your own is a minute act that will never fix the problem. Every minute, a dump truck's worth of plastic enters the ocean, so to even spend 2 hours a week cleaning a local beach only counteracts seconds of pollution. The best actions to protect sea life, sharks included, from pollution is to spread awareness and tackle the companies that try to get away with both disposing of plastic into the biosphere and the companies in the sale and production of plastics. In fact, soon after plastic began to be used, petroleum and plastic producing companies realized the harm and destruction that plastics would cause, and the fact that recycling plastic is near impossible without losing money and creating excessive waste and actively hid the damage plastic caused while selling it to the consumer and shifting the blame onto the people forced into the normalcy of plastic used in the normal day. Plastic waste in the ocean is one of the most harmful things to the ocean as of 2024, alongside the mass climate collapse we faced, commercial fishing, and vessel strikes. The plastic pollution in our watersheds and bodies have become so severe that nearly all marine life have plastics embedded into their bodies, flesh and blood. Humans have plastic in our body today. Plastic bags have been found at the bottom of the Mariana Trench and in the bodies of the deepest sea life. Life on Earth has been poisoned en masse by plastics, sharks undoubtedly a part of it. In order to protect sharks, we need to collectively hold polluters and commercial fishing companies accountable for their destruction, legally speaking. The ocean drives the livelihoods and feeds over 1 billion people. Disregarding the ocean is on the brink of multiple tipping points, both climatically, such as the collapse of the AMOC, to pollution where it gets so bad there won't be any ways to go back to the previous state of the biosphere, which is why we need to cut off polluters and large-scale commercial fishing from the source in order to meaningfully prevent ourselves from reaching these tipping points through legal and activist actions. Next, we are going to step foot into the world of climate change. The ocean absorbs most of the heat released from greenhouse gas emissions, causing a change in temperature, meaning ocean creatures are migrating with the temperature changes. This creates mass destabilization of both marine ecosystems as species migrate and the destabilization of our crucial fishing and coastal industries. Fish are migrating away from our people and other sea creatures eat them, causing mass chaos in the food chain. Rising temperatures in the ocean also increases the risk of losing marine life and ecosystems, damaging coral reefs, and places in the ocean where animals live. In addition, sea levels have risen up to 4 inches since 1992. Let alone current warming that has already taken place will bring sea levels up 12 meters on a slower scale, further kicking marine ecosystems in the shins and driving a continuing thrum of marine displacement. With that, the ocean takes up more space, warming up and melting ice and glaciers, affecting animals living in cool areas. And because the water is warming up, it has been repeatedly proven that hurricanes worsen significantly, driving the uninhabitability of regions in the American, South Caribbean, and regions of Indonesia and Southeast Asia. We are actively seeing hurricanes later and later in the season, and worse and more often, to the point of veteran meteorologists crying. It has been repeatedly proven that hurricanes worsen significantly, driving the uninhabitability of sharks. When carbon dioxide is absorbed into the ocean due to warmer temperatures, it becomes acidic, causing harm to animals and plants, especially shelled invertebrates that create a fundamental base to marine consumer ecosystems. Sharks are seen as some of the most vicious animals on Earth. The Florida Museum of Natural History's International Shark Attack File saw 120 shark attacks in 2023. Why are sharks attacking more is the question. Just 8 years ago, in 2016, there were only 81 sharks attacked worldwide. Since then, shark attacks have gone up every single year until 2020, 2021, 2022, when COVID-19 first took an uprising and many people were quarantining and staying indoors. A show featured on Disney titled When Sharks Attack has intakes from shark biologists on why sharks might be attacking so much. They have shark attack survivors tell their stories, explaining what happened and what might have provoked the shark attack. Then they say what species of shark might have attacked based on bite mark, area they swam in, and sound waves due to planes and natural disasters. Sharks are more prone to attack in places such as Florida, Hawaii, California, and the North and South Carolinas. Why? Is it because of the temp, maybe the season? And how do we avoid shark attacks? Which is what we're going to talk about right now. Now we all know that you can't fully prevent an attack, But what are some ways we can help safely swim in oceans, specifically highly attacked zones? The first thing is don't splash in the water. Sharks will see this as prey and automatically go and figure out what it might be. Number 2 is don't swim if you're bleeding. Sharks have an extraordinary sense of smell and can detect smells 1 part per 25 million. Number 3, don't wear bright colors. Bright colors like lime and pink will attract sharks for prey and could lead to a future attack or encounter. Now, these are all things to avoid, and there is much more, but it is best to do your research when swimming in shark-infested or just shark waters. Another way that could provoke shark attacks is shark migration. Sharks, like lemon and tiger sharks, often migrate when the water gets cooler and down to Florida or warmer areas. Sharks sometimes have a migration pattern, and scientists have been tracking shark migration to figure out where they might end up. To track sharks, they microchip them or tag them so they can watch where they go. Maybe they move back and forth or move straight ahead for a while. There are reasons why sharks might migrate, and this is why: mating, birthing, feeding, and temperature. And we're going to dive into each of these, starting with mating. Many sharks migrate during mating season to find mates and a good spot to birth. Another reason for sharks to migrate is because of birthing. Like mating, sharks try to find safe and fitting spots to give birth. Some species that are more prone to move while mating and birthing include lemon sharks and blue sharks. Next is feeding. Sharks will migrate to feed because they follow wherever their food goes. So, say the type of fish they eat migrates because of the temp, they will move so that they can get nutrients. The last reason, which we have talked about, is temperature changes. Sharks will move due to the significant change in water temperature, so it is more suitable for them to live in. It is good to know that all sharks and shark species will have a different migration pattern, and we need to be aware of where they are at certain times, which is why tracking them comes in handy. In general, we should protect sharks and their food chain by researching and figuring out ways to help. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode, led by Simone. She will move on to paleontological history of sharks and into paleontological shark talk in a fun, storytelling way.